Welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis platform. And we start with my take. And I title my take, EC filing fees. By what authority? The Electoral Commission in 2016 set tongues wagging when it increased the filing fees for nominees for the presidential and parliamentary elections. The fee for presidential candidates jumped by a whopping 400%. It set the fees at 50,000 and 10,000 Ghana cedis respectively, from a previous amount of 10,000 and 1,000 Ghana cedis for presidential and parliamentary candidates filing their nominations to contest the 2012 elections. Dr. Kwadwo Afari-Gyan had kept the fees at 500 and 200 Ghana cedis from 1992 until 2008, when he raised it to 5,000 and 500 Ghana cedis respectively. The EC just announced a 100% hike in the fees for presidential candidates. They will now pay a deposit of 100,000 Ghana cedis. But it is called a deposit because it is only forfeited to the state if a candidate fails to make more than 25% and 12.5% of valid votes cast in the presidential and parliamentary elections respectively. Political parties and candidates, especially opposition candidates, are up in arms with the EC once again. It is surprising why the parties do not make the filing fees part of the many issues they raise and at meetings with the EC until it is fixed by the EC arbitrarily a couple of months to December 7. Legitimate questions may be raised whether an EC fully funded by citizens requires these fees the same way the parties do, as fundraising to supplement their operations, including paying the EC for supervising their internal elections. If it does not constitute administrative cost because the state has a budget for the elections, it may be seen as monetizing the exercise of a citizen's constitutionally guaranteed political rights. And that certainly deserves critical scrutiny for a solution. Yes, we don't want any clown joining the fray to waste our resources in the name of exercising a democratic right. But that is exactly the reason we have very stringent qualification and party formation and operation requirements and hefty sanctions in the Representation of the People Law and the Political Parties Act. But for the fact that the EC is an independent constitutional body subject to the direction and control only of the Constitution, I thought unilaterally fixing these fees under general provisions in its constitutional instruments, this time Regulation 81B of CI 127, would not pass muster. This is on the back of the more specific mandatory direction in Section 22 of Act 983, commanding that if any law gives any state entity power to determine any fees and charges for its services, that must be done under the Fees and Charges Act 2018. In fact, it lists the EC among entities whose fees are subject to approval by Parliament. I've got 4 questions. Question 1. Does the Constitution allow anyone, and in this case, a fully funded state body, to levy a charge or fee or raise funds without recourse to Parliament? Question 2. How is the independence of the EC interfered with if Parliament, the people's elected representatives and keeper of the purse, approves the EC's fees and charges as dictated by Act 983. Question 3. Does Parliament interfere with the EC's independence when it approves its budget and rules? And question 4. Has the EC been doing the wrong and unlawful thing unilaterally, arbitrarily, fixing these fees over the years? That's my take for you to ponder. Thank you very much.